guys, thanks for tuning in to RocketDogRc. And this episode here, this is part 2 of the most boring build. This is the 2012 Wrangler Rubicon. It's the one with the red Jeep on it. It's a discontinued model now. But I happened to pick one up because I always like that particular brand or that particular model. I'm sure you know all the other ones are the same, but it's just I like the box. So in this episode here, we're going to do the shocks and drive shafts, and that should pretty much just button it up. I mean, I've got, you know, the Holmes electronics going in it and everything like that. So I went ahead and put the axles and the links. Got the Holmes Hobbies motor in it. It's a 45 turn, all metal gear transmission with the pineapple gears in it from China, which actually worked pretty good. The MS Tech chassis. I don't know if you can get these anymore. I don't know if they're out there. My buddy Scott was making these. These are actually CNC'd out of a bar of aluminum, so they're actually really nice if you're looking for a stock replacement chassis that's stronger than your factory one. You can see how I did the front here. I do all my rigs like this. Try to get the battery up as far forward as I can. The servo would sit underneath here. Then you got all your radio gear up front. So the only thing that you would be mounting in the back here towards the rear would be the ESC. I try to get that as far forward as I can too. So, but we'll see what happens there. Normally I would just mount the ESC right here in this behind the box. Just put some shoe glue on it, glue it in the box. That's probably the best location for it. Did the Vanquish links. It's the 4-link conversion. So see what else I do. The Hot Racing C-hubs and knuckles. These are the ones with the, I don't know if you can see it there. It's got a dual adjustment on it. It's got an upper and a lower hole. This is just so you can take and you can clock this C-hub forward or backwards. And I run mine so it's trying to, you know, make it go backwards some. I might have it in the wrong hole, I don't know. I didn't really pay too much attention to it. Just trying to get it all together. So that's pretty much it. That's where I'm at with this. And then I get the drive shaft and the shocks built and get the body mounted, and then I just have to get it all painted, and then I got some make a decision on what I'm going to do with some wheels, and I'll probably use the stock trapdoors. I'm not a big fan of them, so figure out what's going to go on there. I do have some growlers, and I think I might have some pit bulls in the tire rack, so we'll go check. But anyways, we get back to the shocks here. This is the end result, the Icon shock. This comes with that kit because it's not an RTR, so you get the better product. They give you 30 weight oil that goes in it. I used my own 30 weight oil. As always, I use the factory team silicone shock fluid 30 weight. Alright, anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and get these built up, and then we'll go from there. So basically what we're doing here is I need to put that clip here. As a matter of fact, what I need to do first is this. This is the bottom cup with that shock in there. So what I want to do is I want to get this stuck there. Now the reason why is because I don't want to put the seal up against these threads. I'd rather have them go across those two up on the top. So this way it doesn't tear the seal up. So I'm going to put one here on the bottom. And then I've got, oh man, I forgot, I got to trim these little tiny plastic washers. They're very small. Hard, I probably can't even see them on the camera. But they've got a little burr on them. Need to take care of that. If I can get my hand to work. Guess that's what happens when you have nerve damage. Alright. So, put the little, let's see there, put that little washer and that seal. Take another seal, stick it on there. Then you have this. It's got a little edging on it. I don't know if you can see it there. It's like a little cup inside. Basically, what I want to do is this first. Get a little bit of oil in it. There we go. Just to help lubricate some of those seals from moving around so I can get it in the shock body a little bit easier. Thread that on there. Boom. Bottom section's done. Push that tube through. You see those little ridges right there on the top? Oops. You need to put this clip, my pliers here, right in here. Just like so. There, just so it's in that. You see it in there? Okay. After that, get the little shock valve. What the hell's pubic hair all over the place? So, then you put that little clip on top of that. Very carefully squeeze that E-clip in place. Come on. Is it in? Almost. Okay. So it's in there. Hope you guys can see this. Push that through. Pull the shock to the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of shock oil in there, and I'm going to move it up and down. Make sure I don't have any sticky or anything like that. And then what I do is I fill this up about 3/4 of the way. Just until you can see a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if you can see how much fluid is in there. Probably not. You're not missing much. But you don't want to fill it all the way up. Take that. This is your adjusting collar for the spring. So we'll put that on there. Screw it down just about like that. My hand quits working. Now this is the cap that I'm going to use. It comes with, you get these little O-ring seals right here. I don't know if you can see those. Yeah. That goes inside that cap to make that seal. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in there. Like so. I'm not going to make it all the way tight because I need to compress the shock and get the air out of it. There we go. And then once the air is out, I'll take it, I'll cinch all this down, pull it out. Nice, smooth, very smooth. Alright, so after that, got my shock pliers. I want to hold that rod. I want to hold it down here on the bottom as close to the thread as I can, just in case it spins or anything like that. It doesn't damage that surface. So thread this on. And I just want to go right up to the end of the threads so they're pretty much consistent. What, Rocket? Dog's losing it. Alright, so short spring on the top. You got your spring collar. Then you got bottom spring. and then you got your bottom cup. There you go. Test. Pretty good. So now what I want to do is I'm going to get this little screw right here. Comes in the kit, shock kit. That one right there. Stick it inside that one. So it comes through just like so. Screw it in there. Now it looks like it's got a reservoir. Damn thumb keeps quitting on me. Is that right? Is that what it's doing? Yeah, that'll go. Alright. I don't know what's going on with my hands. It's not working right. Alright, so there you go. Icon shocks. So you got one on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and build the other two and then get those installed. And then I'll probably show you the steering link between the two knuckles, and we'll go from there. And then, oh yeah, and then we'll do the drive shafts too. All right. Talk to you in a little bit. Okay. In this section here, we're going to do the drive shaft. So basically, we need to come up with this. It's in the metal parts bag. That little piece right there. Put a little grease on it. Slide it in the hole. Now, on this piece here, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little tiny hole in the center. Anyways, make sure that points this way so you can get a pin inside of it. Put a little grease on there, slide it in flush, take the end of your drive shaft, line the hole on the top, you'll see it when you go to assembly these things, and you take this little pin right here, you put it in that hole, slide right in there. Then you gotta find these little collars that are on the shaft parts with all these. Slide that on. Now these have a weird taper on it, so they don't really go on one way. You can't mess that up. These little cogs, they go inside that tip right there. And there's the male side of the drive shaft. One thing is you got to do now is you got to grab that flathead screw, put a little Loctite on it. I got too much on there. It's alright. Slide it in that hole. Feel it go inside the metal. And there you're all set. There's your drive shaft. It's just a standard drive shaft. I'm not going to put anything special in it. No need to. I'm not hard on any of my rigs or anything like that. I've been thinking about exactly what I was going to do with this rig, but I got a bunch of Smitty belt stuff I want to put on it, so I might make it like a trailer queen. See what happens. Got a set of these wheels. I'm going to end up using these. Bought these out of China. They were like 50 bucks. Method copies, knockoffs. I got them on growlers. Not bad deal for a wheel. I mean, it's a good looking wheel. It's a black wheel, so it should work. Just need to finish getting the drive shafts in the truck. I was gonna put the metal drive shafts in it, but I don't really need to. So I think what I'll do is I'll get the drive shafts in it and get the tires on it, so I get the body trimmed, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we got the tires mounted and then the stock drive shafts. As you can see here, these are all in place and everything. It's got the links. It's basically a stock truck. The only thing is it's built in the mentality of when I get a stock truck, I'm gonna put, you know, different gears. I'm gonna put bigger tires on it. So I got the growlers on it with the these Chinese made wheels. These turned out pretty decent, not bad. No really complaints. First time I did buy them, I had one wheel that was built wrong. It took me a long time to get a wheel, so it finally did come in. So I used it, put it on here because they were pretty much already mounted. I had those other wheels that I was going to use. I have a set of growlers for those, but it would have been a long time to assemble those, and I didn't really have a lot of time. So again, back to the Icon shocks. Metal alloy case with the metal gears inside. I got the pineapple gear here and inside here. I bought this as a complete unit off of eBay. We got the TorqueMaster 45 turn home hobbies motor in it. I've got Homes Hobbies BRXL, which is going to go in it. So probably end up putting it underneath here. The MS Tech chassis. Let me just say something about this MS Tech chassis. I'm actually impressed on the quality of this chassis. This thing is so much more better than the stock one. Even if it's a direct replacement, and it's not like my other chassis on the Orange JK where this railing is actually raised half an inch. At this point, you know, it's just a stock replacement, and I tell you what, I really like it. And I wish I would have bought more, because I'm not even sure where this one came from, to be honest. I mean, I ordered so many parts, and I could have ordered this off of eBay that somebody had, or, you know, or from the guy who actually made it, Scott Livingston. So, I don't know. I have to get a hold of him and see if he actually sent it off to me, whatever. But the Icon shocks, I kind of like them so far. They seem to be working really good. Got no binding issues or anything like that so far. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the steering link on the front. I got two different kinds. I got this one here from Atomic. This one's actually pretty cool looking. I think it's got like a reliefs cut into it. And then I've got this one here from Level 3. This is definitely a heavy duty one. Not sure if I need something like that. I'm looking for something more pretty. So I think what I might end up doing is this. Put this into it, and stick it. I need a steering servo. I gotta come up with that. And then I need to finish cutting the body and then mounting the. Probably end up putting this Smitty belt stuff on it from Not Customs. So we'll get that taken care of. We'll get this on here. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna get a servo because I don't have an extra servo. Well, I do, but it's the new Homes Hobby. Where is it? The SHV. It is right. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. Yeah, the SHV 500. Let's see it there. And what it is, it's got this lead right here, which hooks directly to your battery, which is a 7.4, or the 2S, or the 3S 11.1. And what that does, you don't need a BEC in your system. This gets direct power from your LiPo, your LiPo battery. So that's actually pretty cool. But here's the thing, it's like a 500 ounce servo. And we don't need anything like that in this, you know. So there is another servo out there that I probably will end up using, and it's Hobby Destination sells it. I get a pretty good deal on them. They're about $100 for the servo. It's a high voltage also, but the thing is the BRXL maintains that voltage cutoff. See, there's not really a setting on here. And I guess what I'll do when I go to set this up, I'll mount the camera up here so you can see how I do my settings on these. It's actually pretty easy. So I'll get this mounted up, and then I'll get the laptop fired up, and then we'll go and do the settings for that. As for this has a purpose. It's going into another vehicle that I got. So I'll just put that back here, along with $1,000 worth of Homes Hobby stuff that I got sitting in a box. So let me get this put on here, and then I gotta get a servo. Just in case I didn't tell you guys, I got the CVDs. These are not Vanquish. These are done by a company called TFL. You'll find them on eBay, stuff like that. But if you can see, look at the turning radius. I mean, this is pretty sharp. And so far, that's... I guess these Chinese are afraid of Donald Trump, so they're stepping up their game and their quality. You see there's no binding in it or anything, nice and smooth, and it turns really, really super sharp. So I'm going to have to take advantage of that. I'll figure out some way to get a long servo arm so I can take advantage of the turning radius. Alright, so let me get this on here, and I'm not going to bore you guys with the installation of it. We've already seen this, and we already know how to do that. So let me get this put on, and then I'll figure out where I'm going to go from there. Okay, as you can see here, I've got some work done on it. I got the front bumper mounted, and I got the wires soldered for the motor to the ESC. And I put a battery connector. I haven't shrink wrapped it yet because I'm going to do a test on it before, make sure everything's good to go. But as you can see, this is not plugged into the receiver. It's plugged into the receiver cord. So I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Alright, so I don't know if you can see this, but there is a negative on the bottom, neutral in the middle, and then positive on the outside. So we need to make sure that the brown wire goes to the negative terminal. Alright, so back that out. So basically what we're going to do is from here is I'll take you over the computer and show you the settings on the Castle Link. Alright, so there's my laptop, and let's see, we'll go over here. We'll go ahead and open this Castle Link up. This is the cool part about this ESC from Homes Hobbies, the BRXL. Just plug in my USB. It reads the program. Now I've already programmed this one here, so I'm just going to go up here to basic. Let's zoom in here a little bit here so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, right there I'm going to go to basic. I'm going to click on that. And then you can see what I'm doing here. Now, basically what I'm going to do is I want to take the factory brake right here, the brake amount. I've actually disabled that, so I have no brake on it. Now, here's what you do: is you go over here to the drag brake. I set this up at 20%. I think the Suzuki is set up at 20% too. So this vehicle here, with its weight, I could probably go to 30%. As a matter of fact, I think that's what I'm gonna do, is I'll just set it up at 30. And then right here, here's your reverse throttle. This is how fast your motor is gonna turn when you go into reverse. So instead of being 100% forward and 100% back in reverse, I would go down to 25. Okay. I don't do anything for throttle up dampening because I want to be able to control 100% of that. So I disable it. Throttle down, I disable it. And that's more for comp guys, I would assume. Brushed reversing, or just brushed high power. We're in the reversing because we go forward and backwards. It's just not straightforward or anything like that. Now here's the cool thing. This ESC, if you have a high voltage servo, steering servo, the BRXL, it compensates for that. So you don't have to put a BEC in the system. And here is your LiPo cutoff. You can set that off to whatever you want. Set that up to whatever you want. I just keep it at auto, and it just monitors the voltage of the LiPo battery. When it gets down to a certain point, it just shuts it down. Click update, and it just updated that whole BRXL So we'll go ahead and unlink from that, or let me go up here to about, and you hear me just unlink there. So that's the Castle link. Pretty simple on the BRXO. And alright, so then all you gotta do is just unplug this and then plug this back in the receiver. I have a receiver over there. I haven't put it in the box or anything like that yet, because I'm still working on a few little things, you know, here and there, just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I still have to get a steering servo. I will probably go to my local hobby store. It's called Hobby Destinations. They sell the Expert steering servo. The only reason why I probably run that is because the Holmes Hobbies is not in stock, so I use that to fall back on. It's a really good servo, and I got one of the Suzuki Samurai, and I tell you what, it's everything that thing needs and more. So I'll probably put one in here. I'll test it out in this, and we'll go from there. Other than that, just plug it in the receiver, put the battery in it, steering servo, and paint. It's pretty much done. So get this body over here. Still got some adjustments to do on this front bumper to get it to go in there correctly and everything, but get the idea. I just put the Vanquish light in it, so still got to do that. And top bell over here. Just like that. And that's pretty much what it's going to be. They'll have the black satin top. And yeah, I think I'm going to paint this white. Kind of offset some of the Smitty built satin black stuff. The fender wells, the hood piece, the angry eyes. And a winch. I just probably put a winch on there just for looks. So I don't crawl that hard. And not to pull my own chain or anything. I think I crawl pretty decent there. I really don't need to winch 90% of the time. So, but anyways, that's it. Just got in some more Team K&K hardware. Other than that, I think I'm pretty much done. I might do a belly pan for it. As a matter of fact, I probably will once I get some more money in. I'm getting ready to go back to work, so I don't know. I guess I'm done. Alright. Give me a thumbs up if you like this build. And if you don't, give me a thumbs down. It's all the same to me. Subscribe. And share the video. Show all your friends. You know, once I get it painted, I'll do a final and done, you know, video and stuff like that. I'll probably do a little trail running on it too. So I appreciate you watching. Thanks for tuning in to RocketDogRc. Greatly appreciate it. Tell your friends and family about my channel. I'm trying to grow the channel, get subscribers and viewers on here. This way I can do it all full time. I got a product review coming up that you've already seen. I got more coming down the pipe. So give me a thumbs up. Thanks.